Over the course of a decade, I had ridden the waves of solitude and silence that come with the territory of being a trucker for multiple companies. 3 years back, I found myself employed by a warehouse conglomerate nestled in the heart of Kansas, dealing with shipments. The hulking beast I tamed was a semi, and it was this metallic titan I was navigating on the frigid afternoon of February 2nd. With the icicles of Monday blues hanging over my head, I was drowned in an avalanche of loads needing immediate shipping. A daunting task, yes, but my determination was unwavering. I sought to clear the week's burdens with swiftness. The hands of the clock pointed to 3 in the afternoon when I ignited the engine and embarked on my journey, hoping to reach the destination by the cloak of the same night. As the sky painted itself in hues of deep blue, sleep began to tug at my eyelids. But surrendering was not an option. The allure of a cozy bed by the roadside held no temptation for me. I pushed my foot down harder on the pedal, commanding the semi to dance at a pace 5 notches above the speed limit, a thrilling yet intimidating speed for a truck such as this. My eyes felt as if they were wrestling with the Sandman, and I felt an urgent need to moisten them. Retrieving a water bottle from the side pocket of my seat, I splashed some of its contents on my face. The icy touch of the water revived my senses, but only temporarily. Mine was the only mechanical beast roaring on the road that night, piercing the darkness with its luminous headlights. The path ahead of me was cloaked in shadow, save for the area illuminated by my vehicle. As I reached to quench my thirst, an eerie figure in the distance stole my attention. I choked on the water and slammed the brakes, halting the truck's ferocious momentum. As the semi slowed, the silhouette of the person standing eerily in the middle of the road began to take form. A figure clad in all black, a sinister scarf wrapped around his neck, stuck out in the barren darkness. But what chilled me to the bone was his grotesquely long neck and uncanny sight under the dim, artificial light. His face, however, was an enigma, lost in a blur. The truck crawled to a halt and I braced myself, preparing to roll down the window and ask if this mysterious stranger needed a ride. But before I could, he twisted sharply to his left, and with a fluidity that only added to his unnerving presence, he vanished into the veil of the night. The heart of the woods swallowed the enigmatic figure whole, and without wasting a second pondering, I stomped on the gas, forcing the truck to lurch forward. The eerie encounter had my nerves buzzing, but the crushing weight of my pending deliveries hushed any lingering fear. It wasn't until seconds later that the eerie reality of what I had witnessed truly settled, causing my heart to gallop like a wild stallion within my chest. With each passing minute, the phantom image of the long-necked man slowly dissolved, allowing me to regain control of my racing pulse. Yet, the gods of the night seemed to have a different plan. In what felt like a cruel jest, another figure darted across the road. My initial thought was a large animal, but as I got closer, I recognized the unmistakable form of a human. I didn't allow my foot to hover over the brakes this time. Rather, I floored the accelerator, my mind swirling with terrifying images, and my heart threatening to break free from its cage. Each passing minute became a test of endurance as exhaustion tugged at my consciousness, causing me to occasionally swerve into the opposite lane. With roughly 40 minutes of torment left, I felt my resilience crumbling. My eyes scanned the surroundings, desperately seeking a haven to rest for the night. Fortune smiled upon me when I spotted a small gravel opening, seemingly serving as a rest stop. Nestling the semi into the spot, I leaned back and welcomed the seductive lure of sleep. The tranquility lasted for less than an hour when I was abruptly woken by the shroud of darkness that had thickened outside. The cause of my awakening was unknown, but an eerie sensation in my gut urged me to bathe the surroundings in the glow of the truck's headlights. Reluctantly, I reached out and flipped the knob, sending an artificial dawn spilling across the landscape. Emerging from the realm of darkness was a sight that froze the blood in my veins. The same man, adorned in a black scarf, whom I had encountered earlier, was positioned just at the fringe of the headlight's reach. His face was no longer a blur, it was horrifyingly distinct now. He bore a grotesque grin that stretched eerily across his face, and his eyes, wide and unblinking, locked onto mine through the windshield. The horrific tableau seared itself into my brain, turning my blood to ice. With adrenaline surging through my veins like a roaring river, I sprang into action. I ignited the truck's engine and navigated it out of the gravel rest stop with a haste born of terror. My mind was a whirling vortex of confusion and fear. How could he have traversed what must have been 10 miles since our last encounter? The answer was beyond the reach of my panic mind. I drove on relentlessly, the image of the eerie figure imprinted onto my retinas, becoming a ghost haunting every shadow. It wasn't until I reached my destination that I dared to stop, collapsing into an uneasy slumber in the parking lot until dawn beckoned a new day. Awakening to the daylight did little to calm my nerves. The only plausible explanation I could muster was that my overworked and underrested mind was playing devious tricks on me, creating phantoms where there were none. However, even this rationale felt thin and frail. I had never experienced hallucinations so terrifyingly vivid, so unsettlingly real. That uncertainty, the not knowing, continues to plague me even now. The terror of that night lingers in the depths of my thoughts, refusing to fade away. The figure with the black scarf, the wide, manic smile, and the intense gaze are forever etched into my memory, a chilling reminder of a night when reality and nightmare blurred into one.